It's just a very weak structure. Hey guys, this is JP's LEGO Reviews. Today, I'm going to review the LEGO Star Wars UCS Slave 1 set. Now, this set comes with 1,996 pieces. The recommended age rating for this set is 14 and up, and the set number on this set is 75060. So, let's break it down. Here are the minifigures, and from left to right, we have Han Solo, Cloud City Trooper, Boba Fett, and a Stormtrooper. Now, firstly, I just really like the way that Boba looks because he has a lot of detail. He has leg printing, and more importantly, he has arm printing. He's just a very detailed minifigure. You also got a plain Stormtrooper. You always got like a Cloud City officer as well. And also you got Han Solo there as well. Now, let's move to the back. Now, things are less impressive in this angle, but as you can see, Boba Fett still has the most detail by far. And the rest of the minifigures look pretty good as well. So, let's look at some alternate facial expressions. Here are the alternate facial expressions of the minifigures. Here we got Boba Fett in a smiling clone face. Then you've got an angry clone face for the Stormtrooper. And this is before 2020 where they updated the angry clone troopers to be looking like Jango Fett, and then the regular troopers just as different facial expressions as well. And you also got Han Solo as he's resting in carbonite. And yeah, let's move on to the stand of the set. Now, here's the stand. I'm going to just show you firstly the information plate. I'll zoom it in so you can see more of the information. If you want to just see more of it, please pause the video. But as you can see, there's quite a lot of things this thing can do. You can also move this plate to these points here. And also, both this and these parts that stick out are what support the Slave 1 when it's on display. And talking about the Slave 1 on display, let's move on to the set itself. Here is the Slave 1. Now, before I show you what the functionality of the set are, and there's quite a few functions, I'm just going to spin this around so you can see what it looks like. You got the back door opening there, you can see the turrets, and as we're moving, we can also start to see just the front. And by the way, I do want to apologise for the quality of the stickers because I did apply them a while ago when I had much less skill in applying stickers. And there is the set. It looks awesome, and let's get to the functionality of the set now. Now we've looked at just the set as a display piece. Now let's look at the functions. I'm going to move myself to the back of the ship, and I'm going to move it a bit forward. Firstly, we have the guns, or the guns over here, and they basically can shoot at up to, I think, about 180 degrees before they hit something. But you're meant to lock them here so that they shoot in front because this thing actually flies at 90 degrees. The other thing you should note is that they don't move independently. They just move simultaneously. Now, when it comes to the door piece, I actually left it open. You can both close it like this, as you can see now, or you can open it. It's not the easiest thing to close or open. Now, with my carbonite piece here, here's a quick look at it. You also got these poles where Han Solo can attach his fingers. Now, I'm actually using the whoops. Now, you're meant to attach this onto the hook, and then the carbonite closes with the door. But there is something else that may happen if you play with this for too long. Let's say, for example, oh no, I actually did it now. It unhooked. Let's say I push it in by accident. I'm doing it on purpose just to show you later. But let's say you lose that. Now, you actually can retrieve it, so don't be too concerned. But that's something I will have to show later. Now, looking here, we got this door mechanism over here. And what this does is when you open it, it reveals some missiles. And by the way, yeah, the stickering on this isn't that great. Also, when it comes to the front as well. You can open it, and over here you can see the control area where Boba Fett sits. But the cool thing about this is this thing goes to 90 degrees, so does the control area. So Boba's always looking, well, straight or, you know, just at level to where he's flying. And yeah, or who else pilots it if it's not him? And then let's look at the back. And also this thing is quite easy to close as well. And don't be too concerned about the durability of this sort of area, but you do have to be careful with this thing over here. It's not gonna break or anything, but it's not the firmest thing, or the most secure thing rather I've seen either. Now, when it comes to this, I'll open it up. You then get the blue missile. And when you shoot that, it's the famous blue one where when it detonates, it actually explodes everything in its path. And these things aren't the easiest things to open, but they are a very nice addition. And yeah, those are all the functions of this thing while it's flat. Let's get it to 90 degrees. Now we have the Slave 1 in display. And there's a few interesting things to show you here. Firstly, with these, they actually move with gravity. These can be just tilted according to whatever the gravity of the set is. I'll just quickly show that. If you tilt this, it will go down. And another interesting thing to show you is, firstly, there's a lot of detail here, but if you open this up, you know, with our carbonite piece, now this is something you will have to do gently, you shake it, and yeah, oh, that's actually the wrong thing, whoops. There it went. Now, as you saw just then, the carbonite piece did fall out, and that is actually by design, because if you place the carbonite in there, in the apparatus, it's actually quite easy for you to lose it, because it's just a very weak structure when it comes to just the attachment of the carbonite. But because you have a system like this where you can easily just get rid of the carbonite, it makes life a lot easier. And as you can see, both here and down there as well, you can also see where the Slave 1 hooks onto so that it can be displayed in the upright position. And also with these white things over here, what they're meant to do is when you have the Slave 1 on the ground, it's meant to keep it upright so that it doesn't touch any of the bricks there. It's meant to be a mini stand, if you will. And yeah, basically whenever you're dealing with a Slave 1, deal with it on the bottom half. Here it's not super strong, so I recommend always carrying it from this sort of end of the Slave 1 only, to just mitigate, so that you don't have to deal with issues later on. Now, let's move on to the instructions of the set. So, here's the instruction manual of the set. You get to see all sorts of details about the set, that if you wanted to know anything about it. Then you get to see how the building progress goes on. Then at the end of the instruction manual, and this is something UCS sets used to do, they don't do this anymore. Well, you get to see the functionality, which still exists, but you also get to see future sets as well. Well, not future, actually, I meant past sets, like the Sandcrawler over here. And this is something that LEGO just haven't done for a while, and that's not, you know, a good thing, but here we are. And also, if you want to win LEGO, you can go to this website as well. Now, let's move on to my final thoughts. Now, what are my final thoughts about this set? It's a great build, it's an awesome display set, and it's pretty decent value too, when it didn't retire. But now, the retire isn't as good, well, the value isn't as good as what it should be, simply because of the fact that, you know, this set has doubled and maybe even tripled in price. I haven't really checked because, you know, I had the product. But if you're looking to buy this, I would consider two very important things. Firstly, is there another UCS set that is currently available that you'd want to buy instead of this? Because you can get that set for a lot cheaper, and this set still wouldn't go anywhere. Plus, because you're spending your money on current Lego products instead of retired products, what you're doing essentially is you're basically firstly giving Lego enough time to maybe re-release a Slave One, because I do think Lego at some point in the closer to near future may eventually re-release this. Maybe it'll be 2023, maybe it'll be 2025. But I'm saying a re-release of this set isn't too far away, especially due to the demand of the set right now. And also, it's just, you know, not worth the money to buy this at all, simply in my opinion, because you can get the same number of bricks and the Lego set taking the same amount of space with a set that just costs half what you would pay for this on eBay. And everything else is awesome, so I have to give it 5 out of 5 stars. The only thing I'd caution you about is simply, firstly, the price. Also, though, just don't hold it in this section because it is a bit fragile. It's not going to probably break, but I'd rather do it from a more secure area if it were me. And apart from that, I think that's it actually. There's nothing really too much to say about this, except get something else if you can. Anyways, guys, let me know what your thoughts are down below. And if you want to subscribe, you can. And if you enjoyed the video, then please smash the like button. Hope you all have a great day and keep building.